Very much, George. 507. We've been talking to you all week here on KHQ about protecting yourself against crime. We have another way to take action and make sure that you stay safe if you're involved in some type of crime. Matt Rogers live with details. Matt?
Yeah, Sean, it's all about self-defense this morning. I'm at Integrity Martial Arts, where they teach Taekwondo, Judo, and Hapkido, and we've got a couple of demonstrators here that are doing some sparring for us this morning. And throughout the morning, we're going to and they're pretty good too, I got to say. Throughout the morning, we're going to tell you how you can defend yourself, and we're really going to focus it on the women, and how they can defend themselves against an attack, whether it be a frontal attack, somebody grabbing you from behind, even using a knife, things like that. So we'll go through all that with you this morning. Should be very educational. And these two, man, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and look at these two, Sean, Shelley, pretty impressive.
I suppose this is just a warm-up too, right?
Yeah, I think it is, exactly.
Wow.
Matt, you might not want to make anybody mad at your location. I'm just saying.
No, I'm being on my best behavior this morning, absolutely.
That's a good thing.
Seriously, you can tell that this girl has been very, very well trained. I'd be very curious to see what she has to say a little bit later on about that training. Some great information to pass along. As we head to break, Matt Rogers once again is live this morning. When it comes to keeping yourself safe, how about some self-defense? Yeah,
after the break, he'll have a full demonstration to keep you safe if you're attacked by a criminal. 5:40 Wednesday, KHQ Local News Today. Thanks for being with us. It is 5:43. Welcome back. All this week, KHQ going in depth to help you take action against crime.
And that's right. Today we're talking about defending yourself against being attacked. Matt Rogers is live this morning with a demonstration. Matt?
Yeah, I am. I'm with from left to right. We've got Kat, Nicholas, and Dominic here on the right, and they are all with Integrity Martial Arts. Kat and Nicholas are actually black belts, but they're going to play the roles of attacker and attackee this morning, and Dominic's going to talk us through it. And Dominic, it's all about really keeping yourself as safe as possible out there. And we're doing a theme this week about that as far as fighting crime. And Dominic, first and foremost, though, you wanted to bring up the fact of situational awareness. That's the #1 thing, right?
Yes, you want to be aware kind of your surroundings as maybe you're walking down the street in a dark area, a dark parking lot, or maybe even you're jogging in the morning, just kind of being aware of your situation and kind of avoiding situations. Like you're walking down the street, you might see somebody behind you, maybe cross the street and kind of avoid the situation. Right. You want to also think about maybe things like having your keys ready when you get in your car, so that you're not fumbling in your purse and you're ready to go and get in your car. Or you can use that as a weapon if you have to. So things like that.
All right, but if you find yourself in a situation that you weren't able to avoid, we've got a couple of things we're going to show you here. First, this is kind of an attack from the front here, and we're trying to help women, get themselves a little more confident if they were to find themselves in this situation. Dominic, take us through this. You guys go ahead and do it, and then Dominic will go in slow-mo. And you notice she runs away, Dominic, and that's the key, right? You're not going to stand there and get in a fist fight with the guy after something like this, right?
So if someone were to grab both your wrists, you want to do a shock tactic, maybe like stomp on their foot or get them thinking about something else, and then kind of getting the wrists up around, and then stepping back away. And then of course you want to run away from the situation. You're not going to fight the attacker. You're going to run away. Another common attack might be from behind, like grabbing around. You want to get the arms off of you, so you might have to get down, and then you want to kind of elbow them or some kind of vulnerable area, and then again you want to run away from the situation. Another way might be they grab you underneath your arms. There's some vulnerable areas like hitting the knuckles, and then taking the finger, which is really sensitive, and breaking the grip, and maybe kicking and doing something like that.
All right, well, those are great tips, Dominic, and we're going to learn a lot more coming up here in just a little bit, but great stuff. And we look forward to hearing more of what you have to say. But right now, I think we're going to send it back to the KHQ studios. I think it's time for the weather. I'm not sure, but I think it is.
Indeed, it is.
Thanks, Matt. One of the key things he said, use your keys as a weapon. Get them in your hands before you leave the building or wherever you are, before you go out in the dark parking lot. Stick the key between your fingers there, and that way, if somebody does come on you, you can hit them with it.
Just like that. Do it that way. All right, much more from Matt coming up in our next hour.
All right, thanks very much, Dave. Well, all week long, we've been putting an emphasis on stories that take action against crime, preventing you from becoming a victim.
And this morning, KHQ's Matt Rogers is joining us live with a way to protect yourself in the physical sense. Matt?
Yeah, that's right. I'm at Integrity Martial Arts, and you guys joined once again by Dominic here. Dominic, last time around we showed some attacks while standing, you know, from both the front and from the rear attacks, and showing how to get out of those. But you know, sometimes, and quite honestly, most times, these things go to the ground. So we're going to talk a bit about how to get out of these particular holds, Dominic. Go ahead and talk us through this.
That's true. So a lot of times, you know, a fight's going to end up on the ground, and a bigger attacker's going to end up on top of you, maybe choking you, like for example here. You want to kind of maybe hit your attacker with maybe poke him in the eyes or vulnerable areas like the nose or the ears. Okay, the ribs are really vulnerable. Any way to get him off of you.
Sure.
Now you might have your arms pinned down. Okay. What's going to happen? They're going to demonstrate in full speed here. Okay.
Wow.
She just rolled him over, okay?
And she's outweighed by 100 pounds here.
At least 100 pounds, yeah.
So it's not necessarily all about strength.
A lot of these techniques don't take a lot of strength to do.
How'd she do that?
Okay, so basically she's going to drop her arm. That's going to throw him off balance. She's going to trap his foot, and she's going to use her hips to kind of roll him over a little bit.
Wow.
And then kind of finish it off right there.
Well, we want to talk, if we could. This is Kat here, and Kat, well done there. And you know, talking with you, this is pretty amazing. You're a grandmother.
Yes.
You're 50 years old nearly, and we're willing to share that with us. So thank you. You look great, and obviously this is something you have a lot of time invested in, and something that means a lot to you. Talk a bit about the training that you received and how it's helped you out.
Okay, so I think martial arts are really good for self-defense, but it's also really good for self-confidence. You know, I'm not a very big woman,
Sure.
so when I walk around, you know, I want to make sure that I have some confidence that I can care for myself. Not only do I get the self-defense, but I get the self-confidence, and it's also a great technique for staying in shape,
Yeah.
and we do all kinds of cardio, and so it's just, and it's a lot of fun too. So.
Well, you're doing great, Kat, and thanks for sharing that with us, and keep up the good work. Nicholas over here is, I think, glad to be out of that situation. Real quick, I know we're out of time, but I want to give you a chance, Dominic, if folks are interested in this, want to find out more, what do they need to do?
We're having a women's self-defense class March 24th from 2 to 4 p.m. You can go to our website, SpokaneMartialArts.com, and check it out there and sign up.
Right.
And it'd be great to have some people come in and practice that with us.
Very good. Well, thanks so much for sharing with us this morning, Dominic. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be putting some of that information on our Facebook page, KHQ Facebook page as well. Again, it's Integrity Martial Arts. Good stuff this morning, Sean. Shelley learned a lot.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you. And thank you to them for sharing with us this morning. Well.